Of a new segment I'm going to start doing, don't know what I'm going to call it yet, tattoo conversations. Tattoo conversations between James and Jamie, I don't know. How would you find this area, James? All good?
Yeah, I think it's quite a nice, easy area, to be honest with you. Like, in terms of pain tolerance, is definitely doable.
Yeah, they say, I've said it to you before, like as a general rule, the area where the skin's softer hurts more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's softer skin, it tends to hurt more.
Then again, like, everyone's pain thresholds are completely different, aren't they? Like, the tolerance is... Some people may squint and squirm at this sort of area that you're doing on your current injuries.
And then another area they'll be fine with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that. I don't like the idea of my hands, but I've done all right on like other areas. But I'm going to crack on with it now. Yeah, areas that don't get much sunlight tend to hurt more. But again, we're only doing a pass on this, so I'll try and buzz through it pretty quickly. We have to just like, as much as what we can hear the music, we can appreciate it.
Well, it's going to be like a, do you know, like when both arms are complete, it's going to be like, whoa, we've like finished this chapter, now it's time for the next chapter.
The problem is, like, every tattooist, while they're still hungry, by the time you finish this project, or any project, you're like almost better than what you were when you started it.
Yeah.
So you kind of don't really care from that point. This is a sick song, man. Obviously, there's a copyright, we've got to be a little bit careful. We can still comment on it and comment on the old subject matter. When I was younger, man, I was always a like die-hard Biggie Tupac sort of person, and I was quite ignorant to like anyone that would even try and make me like this sort of music, to like not like it. But I'd say, well, that's my favourite sort of music at the moment. I don't know what you'd call that. Sad boy rap, maybe?
Yeah, like Juice kind of falls onto that, doesn't it?
All that stuff, mate. All of it, you know? And like, the way I used to think like, oh fuck these guys, like they're just making this crap, and it's like, everything in the world is all the same shit, as in like everything's just expression. Like punk rock is expression, the same way like people wear leather jackets and shout, these people dye their hair and, you know, to be quiet and sit in a, you know, have a smaller circle and that.
This is where like the dynamics of the world have vastly changed, mate. Like everyone is, and it's not bad, don't get me wrong, where people are so comfortable in expressing who they are. They're so open with expressing who they are.
Yeah, it's good, you know, like
nobody's like closed off. There's no closed doors no more. It's such an open world, which is what everyone has been fighting for. And now it's not completely there. Don't get me wrong, but it's a certain part where it's like there is progression that's being made. And it's,
yeah, there's also a lot of backwards going on in the world as well as good, but like,
yeah, man.
But like, everyone's everything. Until I watched that, I really didn't like this sort of music. And
this is a very good song as well, man.
Yeah, I like these ones, man. More like melodic. But like, I'm rambling. So this is what I'm getting at. So like, you know, like in hip hop, like I'll be like money, violence, whatever.
Yeah.
That's their like way of expressing. But like, this is a different form of that. But because you're used to like whatever Biggie, Tupac and that, you instantly like not give this the time of day. Like fuck this shit. But like watching Everyone's Everything really highlighted like the fact it was like the modern age of punk rock. You know, like people weren't waiting for like record labels and that. They were just making the music because they wanted to make it in their computers. You know.
Yeah. But another one is crazy. It's Nipsey Hussle, man.
Yeah, I do like him, but I'm not gonna pretend like he's one of these like goats like Tupac that everyone just loves but they don't really know much about him. I do know a bit, like I knew he stood for like a lot of good and his music was amazing, but I do need to, the same way like I sat down and gave Little Peep a try,
Yeah.
I'll need to do that with Nipsey Hussle, you know, same as like J. Cole and all them lot as well. I never really got into them, even Juice and that, man.
I think the really one thing that drew me with like Nipsey was, you see like an interview with his brother Black Sam, and he was like, how he started this off was like a blank computer, like just a shell, and he put it all together and then just started producing music.
I think I've seen a mini documentary, yeah, he was like making all the beats for everyone on like a real crappy computer.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Like a real box computer, just from scratch, just literally a shell, mate. And he just crafted it all together and then just like started producing, made a mixtape.
A lot of the greatest things in the world, mate, do have like a little bit of a cool story to go with it. It's like, you know, the Streets, like he made all his music in a cupboards or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like so like the wardrobe obviously was also soundproof, so he made that where he made like the final, you know, final demos for a lot of his early stuff, you know, like had a little like soundproof wall in there, little mic with a sock on it, sort of situation.
It's amazing, man, like the initiative that people use and
It's like, I bet all these people were proper laughed at when they were like first doing it, you know. But like, that's all part of life, you know. I used to care about shit like that, but
yeah, with anything, mate. Like, you know, even with this, even with tattooing, man, people, when you first sort of start out and you put your projects together and stuff, people will be like, oh. And then the more you hack away at it and you crack what it is and you master that and perfect it, then people will be like, oh shit, like.
I generally don't think I would do it starting again in this industry now, because it is really, really confusing at the moment, and it's something that was so controversial and so much to say about it, you couldn't really summarise it in just like as simple as like, I'd even try it, but like I do feel like it's changed a lot, and I don't know, I don't really want to say too much more, because it is also controversial. Everyone's got their own view on why they don't like it or they do like it, you know? But I definitely have a view on it, that's what I'm saying, you know?
Yeah.
And like, everyone's saying, oh, you're not allowed to use, you've only been doing it this long. It's like I'm, you know, passionate about this. I know I'm passionate about it. I don't care like what other people say my view is on it. Like, I know what my view on it is.
But I think the views, man, and expressing the opinions and views and everything else is a good way of filtering out from the brain, because people sit and go, oh no, but they could learn from it. You know, like
everyone in the world, like even if someone's been doing something for a week, could, you know, teach you something about yourself, or vice versa, you know.
Like I say, from every negative, man, you can always dissect it and find a positive. Always. You just got to assess it and highlight what it is.
There's always like, I find with tattooing, and a lot, this is definitely saying with life, right? Like, sometimes it's a 2-second word that will change your life, or like a way of looking at something, or someone will tell you an analogy that could simplify that enough for you to understand it, you know?
Yeah, 100%, mate. It's, I can't feel, man, like, if it's something that makes you happy, no matter what it is, man, like, crack away at it, follow the dream and just excel in it.
Yeah, you just can't be worried about, like, not doing something you want to do because you're worried some person who's, like, sat there commenting, like, on an Instagram reel, you know what I mean? Like, you can't stop yourself getting to the next stage just because you're worried about
someone else's thought process on it.
Yeah, it's impossible to keep everyone in the world happy.
Yeah, man. Like, if everyone was to be happy in the world and what everyone does, the world would be a fucking amazing place, mate. Like, it'd be so peaceful, everyone would be happy, like, but...
I find that, like, I find recently, I've just been thinking a lot recently, like as well, like, people say that word as well, like happiness, like, we weren't meant to be on this earth to be happy, and it's going to serve to survive, you know? I think of happiness, like, as in, like, it's something you only really maybe will get as a kid, like, when you open up a toy, or like...
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like, you know, because when you're an adult, you know, you open the toy and you go, oh, now how much that costs now, I have to work for it, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really ever be happy unless you're a kid, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And then after that, you're not miserable, but you're like, you know...
That's where the roller coaster starts, because you experience all the emotions, like your sadness, you're angry, upset, like everything, man.
You know, I feel like they make it look really fair and amazing as well, like, and when you do get the real world, it makes you quite like, oh, I don't think it'd be like this.
A fearful place.
You know, like, oh, I thought everyone gets treated like everyone gets a prize sort of thing, but no, it's not like that in the real world, you know?
Nah. Devil's playground, mate.
Doing a bit of a boulder line at the moment, might feel a little bit more funner than usual.
Yeah, man.
It's up to you. Get a brand new 24 red vehicle from Lookers and you choose, well, everything. Visit lookers.co.uk or your local dealership today.
I can definitely feel the bold line going in, mate.
Yeah, it's the oldest I've used in here. First time I tattooed you, I used an 80 round shader with a Dan Cuban.
Really?
Yeah, which is like more of an old school machine, like a coil. I don't know if you know what I mean by coil. The noisy ones.
Oh, yeah.
I used an 80 round shader on you for like that bold outline. I do believe, right, so like just because you can do an 18 round shader in the skin with a coil and it goes in, doesn't like mean you should, as in like I do believe that's too much trauma. I prefer to use a smaller needle now and build it up and then maybe colour the inside manually.
Yeah.
Just so like, anyone that understands the skin, that's like, well, like I said, the skin's an organ, you're putting 18 needles of like blunt trauma through her, it's going to damage it, it's going to damage it, man. Like,
Yeah.
opposed to like if you outlined it twice with like a free liner and then coloured the middle bit to make it look like a bold line, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if you had to do a bold line with a single needle sort of thing, like you doubled it up and then coloured the middle. Right, well, again, it's always better to do that, but it just takes longer, doesn't it? So I thought about getting a coil for bold lines and that for the sort of work I do,
Yeah, yeah.
which isn't very bold at the moment. But then it's like, I could still do it using these weaker machines, just building it up. And then that way, like I said, that is the better way, but it's long. People don't want quality anymore, people want quick. You got to adapt with the times. Same way music's changing, you got to change your art with it, you know?
It's universal, mate. Be universal.
Yeah. People want things quick, and they want them now. There was a time where people would happily like spend like 2 sessions with a portrait, but it's people doing them quicker now, man. People can see them doing it. I mean, I'll go to that guy, I can get them done quicker. So you got to keep within your mission statement, but adapt with the fucking situation as well. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. So everyone else is what they're doing, crying about it.
I prefer it to be like 2 sessions, 3, 4 sessions, like, because then you know you're getting like the time allocated to it for it to be crafted well, you know?
It's like the skin's an organ, there's only so much it can take sometimes, everyone's organs are different, and like, to do a good tattoo it needs to be done twice. Like, people will argue and say they're wrong, they can just have their repeat. You know, like, I'm not saying I do every tattoo twice, but if I could, I would.
Yeah, yeah.
And it'd be amazing. Like, the skin would not be as sore, you get better heals, you get less touch-ups.